easiest way to talk about the maples is to go back to what was here when we first got the farm. And I would have been 12 years old. What is now the east hill up from the pond was at that point where they had the old pasture. There had not been any livestock here for years and years and years. There was nothing but the barbed wire to tell you where the lane was. It was a pretty bald arrangement. There were no trees on the hill. I'm not positive what year they actually planted the maples, but they were little whippy, not big trees by any means. And Daddy laid them out. They did the 6 up the hill to mark the lane. There's one down by the garage. 2 that they planted out by the old big maples in the front yard. The new one is very, very tall, very lovely, because it grew up instead of out because it was crowded a little by the 2 old guys. And so it has what would appear to be a very slender trunk for the size of the tree itself, which worries me because although it has good solid underpinnings, lots of roots and all that kind of stuff, it's sort of like a invitation for the wind to take it out. The little maple tree closest to the mailbox, it's reaching for the sky, but it's never going to think. It has no competition whatsoever, and it is the most determinedly vertical maple I have ever seen. Nellie couldn't bear to kill the little tree, and there it is. And that was so consistent with Alice, what Alice would herself have said before she died. So the tree man sometimes gives me grief about what probably ought to come out, and I don't want it to. I like the one. It's not quite to the top one. It is obviously a very awkward looking thing, and the old big maple, it's too good, too nice to let go of. But there is that overriding worry that someday I could bet you that it will not go in a storm. It survived more than its share of storms. It's not going to be a storm that gets it. It's just going to, at some point, fold its arms and let go.